I lose my mind.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to
Hey, it's Amber.
Tattooers. I'm James Wisdom. I'm your host. With me this morning, we got Creature and Amber Morgaine. Welcome, everybody. I am just getting warmed up. Hopefully my screen isn't glitching. Of course, it's gonna glitch right now. Do something.
Q. Are you one of those QAnon people? Is that the signal?
That's not what I'm drawing here. You're giving me all kinds of trouble here. No, that's not me. All right. For some reason.
Hey, he came back. Hi. Good morning.
Try again, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the show. And we are having, of course, it's an interesting morning. Technical difficulties as we always do, and as we always seem to overcome it somehow. In the other meeting. Yeah, let's try this. I do want to get warmed up. All right, so I'm hoping that this will share with the gang. All right. Now, we'll just let's pretend like we're starting over, right? You know, always have to start somewhere. So, where's the beginning, right? The beginning assumes its end and becomes like a circle, right? Okay. So I'm warming up. I'm doing some ellipses. I don't know how you all like to warm up, but if this is working for you, let us know in the comments. If you have like a particular warm-up drawing that you like to do, certainly let us know. But I'm doing a few different like sizes of ellipse, and some of them are more about like working the shoulder, like trying to get my shoulder and my hands and arms warmed up. And then some of them are like a little bit more like the jurisdiction of my wrist, sort of warming up the fingertips and whatnot. Very good. I think we're on the internet right now, everybody. So I don't know how many. I'm gonna say that that's like 15, 16, 17. 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. I like to do 50 of them. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2. I got a space. 40. I'm not counting. I'm just 3, 4, 5. Last 5. I'm gonna use my other hand and I'll make it small so I can definitely see how rough these are. Not so bad, I guess. No worse than with my other hand. Yeah, non-dominant hand. A little flat over here on that side. 4. Oh my god.
Great.
Struggling. But that's I do like seeing them from a distance and how, like humbling. It's humbling, and I think there's something nice about that. So That's enough of that. Hey, gang, welcome. We got Creature, we got Amber. Nice. We've got Kyle and we've got Brad. Hey, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I love Monday.
Good morning.
Same. Well, today I have I've wanted to cover a book that I recently found and I thought was kind of interesting. It talks about gesture sketching and this concept called the energetic line. And so that's the plan. I want to get into that, and then of course I certainly want to hear what everybody else is working on, and and maybe like again, I'm always interested in possible topics for us to cover with this drawing stream. But I think that Creature had some news and you want to share. So I will let you sort of take the floor. Tell us what's going on with you.
Well, first, I'd like to show a cute picture I drew last night because I really like it and it's weird.
Okay, real quick. So everybody, I figured out how to how to make somebody the main screen. So I want to do that. I'll turn you off for just a moment. But we're gonna turn you all right back on. It's the old, the other way is if you turn off your camera, we can do it. So it's I know it's confusing, but it's the only way to do it in this that I know in this platform. So all right, here we go. I'm gonna turn me off. All right, I'm gonna turn off. Oh, there you go. Okay.
All right. It's my cute little weird chess piece.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
It's very
That's
strange
cool.
and I like it.
I like the volume shading.
Hmm.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got good dimension.
It owns the space. I'm really proud about that.
It's me.
All right. So, hi everybody.
Hello.
I love Mondays. So I want to tell you guys a story. There's some ups and some downs. Bear with me. I won't take things too far because you never know how things affect people. So I want to tell you guys a story. You know that story where you're young and you get to go home and you have that life where you wake up and you got the mom and the dad and the brothers and the family. You go to school and you get your friends and you're at class and you're learning things. And you go home and then you get to grandma's house after school and you got the cookies going on. You're like, hey, grandma, and she's doing the grandma thing and everybody's happy. I got a little of that, about a year. In my life, I've had bad things happen. I won't go into details on any of it, but I'm going to give you guys a list. And after that, I want to tell you about I signed the lease on the studio. And I want to compare, I want to show you how far you can come from nothing and how far you can go. I'm not a real proud person. I've been beat down. So I am proud because I did finally sign the lease. So in my life, I have been maced, mugged, tear gassed, shot at, almost stabbed twice. I've had bad things happen to me that I can't state on here. And you guys can use your imagination because it was that bad. I was everybody's favorite, and 20 years ago, I became everybody's least favorite. And the phone call stopped. In 20 years, I've been through over 50 jobs. I have been fired twice for stirring chicken wings wrong, and that's not a joke. And I am blackballed by everyone in my family, except for just a couple. It is so bad that both my father and my brother have taken their own lives. So there's enough of that. Now, that's where I came from. It was bad. I've even lived in crack houses and ghettos. Now, what I've done is accomplished the unthinkable. I am now the owner and operator of Creature's Cave, which is in a doctor's office. They spent over $60,000 to renovate the entire thing. The plumber alone was $6,000. I have a nurse. I have a security team. I have a technician. I have artists. I have 3 apprentice hopefuls. 1 more, possibly. There's only enough room for 1 more. There's an area for consultation and an amazing waiting room. It's almost 2,000 square feet. Everybody's got adequate accommodations. Now, I've done all of this, I should say. This is my 5th attempt. I started this with nothing. Nothing. No money in the bank. No one believed in me, and then they all made fun of me when I told them. I said, I'm going to do this because it makes me feel better about helping other people. And in that journey, I've learned that I am not the star. I've learned that you guys are the stars. My nurse, she's been one of my biggest supporters. Always there to lend a hand or skin. Everybody has stepped up and made me feel like I'm worth living. James has supported me. I've had 3 mentors. James is one of them. He double-checked me at the very end. I appreciate that. Amber, you're amazing. Your struggle, they gave me hope. Kyle, your work, amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
I wish I was half as good of an artist as you guys. But because of you guys, and then me being able to see how much of a star everyone else is around me, truly appreciating people like Fawn and Kyle and Gerb and Guy Aitchison. I mean, even Jason. I wish I could watch him more. He reminds me so much of my older brother that it's hard. He's only been gone for about 1.5 years. Now, I hope you guys come to my grand opening. It's in Ohio, Marion, Ohio, March 2nd. There'll be live music. I have an entire day full of musicians that my mom's arranged. She's connected to amazing musicians. She's almost 70. I've been involved. I've sung in bands on stage. There'll be live music all day. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Creature, for sharing your story with us, and then also all the gratitude and stuff. I think that's an important thing to take away from it. That,
Yeah.
you know, we all stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, right? And we all, you know, of course, we have these really interconnected networks that are really important. So I think there's, you know, what I'm seeing in your story, of course, is there's a positivity to all of the negative stuff. Everybody,
Absolutely.
that's what we all share with each other. Is of course is pain and despair and stuff. Those are there's negativity is what constitutes who you are, and how you deal with that. I think is that's probably your character or your style, and so I appreciate everything that you shared, because I think that's takes a lot of courage. But of course, the how the challenge begins, probably, right? I know we've said it before, but it's one of my favorite ones. Is there are 2 terrible things that happen in this life. One is not getting what you want, and then the other one is getting it. Those are the 2 terrible things that happen. And so anyway, I am it's a new adventure, right? For you, just like in each of us is going to have to go through ups and downs, as it were. And these are the how you deal with it is.
It's been tough. I do push-ups It's really
Right.
terrible, but that's kind of how I get that frustration out. I'm like, nah.
That's awesome.
Oh, well, before we move on, if I don't say, something about how awesome my wife has been for putting up with me, she might murder me. So love wifey. Okay.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. So that was Creature, everybody. Thank you, Creature. So I wanted to mention though one thing. I want to mention one thing, and that was just how much I appreciate everybody being here. Let's get on with the with the lesson for today. And so let me share this. So hopefully you're seeing my screen. All right, this is from the book, The Energetic Line. I'm going to say Alan Bemet, but it could be Alan Bemet, something like that, right? But what I wanted to do was, kind of share a bit of the book, one chapter, just really quick. But I wanted to start here. So we've got this. This is the concept, right, of this energetic line. You can see that there are these two lines that are next to each other. One, the author is calling, a concave one, the other one a convex one. These two lines are what will hold the figure. So whenever you're drawing a figure, it can be so easy to slip into this detailed mode where everything is sort of distracting away from the larger picture, as it were. And so in this instance, what we're trying to do is we're trying to take a step back and instead think about just what would be the minimum amount of sort of shape, or in this case like line, that would give us the form that we're going for. So we're supposed to practice making these these sorts of lines. So you can see A to B and C to D. Very basic, I know, but trying to look for this energetic movement within a figure can be it can be very fruitful, especially if you're trying to come up with something that has a lot of gesture to it. Accuracy is really important, but accuracy on its own does not make art. And so being able to have some sort of expression, I think, and then finally coupling that with some kind of accuracy, that can be a very, very powerful combination. So reshare this real quick. So right, as we're thinking about these two, scroll back here, those two energetic lines, right, how they may hold the figure, right? We can see this example here of how that may sort of begin, right? Rather than going into all the details, we're just thinking about a basic composition. And so what we can see over here on our left-hand side would be the figure sort of broken down into these very sort of simple proportions. I know it may be a little bit complicated and maybe slightly confusing, but we can really think about it in simple terms. For instance, right here from the foot to the thigh, where what's the author's calling the thigh, that's about half of the overall figure height. And then again, so all the way up here to the top of the head. So one half, right, two halves together. If we're looking, we can see that the author has broken down the leg into two pieces, basically. like just about, would probably be just on top of the patella, right, of your kneecap, if you like, but halfway, right? Half of the overall length of the leg would be here at the knee, and then right there, we'll just call it the thigh, just so we don't get too bogged down in details. But there are some anatomical landmarks that you can see. The other one that's interesting too would be here, like, calling it the breast, but at the nipple, approximately to the top of the head to the nipple, about a quarter, right? So 1/4, 1/2, right? 3/4, and then the full length of the figure. There's a few other markers that are notated here. Shoulders, like the lower edge of the ribs, the chin. Approximately 7.5 heads or so would go into the overall. But you could think of it as 3/4 of this, of this amount. It looks like, they're having it, something like a half between the breast, but between the shoulder, there's a 3/4 for reference. Really interesting. Again, not to make it too confusing, but breaking down the figure into sort of simple proportions, halves, and then quarters first. That can take you a long way. But of course, we started off with that really basic sort of gestural, that energetic one. So this is what I wanted to focus on, just, as far as today. Again, we really try to think about our bodies as artists and tattooers. Like, we think about our wrists and our hands. Seem to have forgotten to do the stretching today, which is funny. But we should always stretch, right? Do a little warm up, do a little stretch. These are really important, practices when you work with your hands all the time. So check on the room here. We've got a few other people with us. Spirits with us. Preacher. I know Brad is. I know you all are in here. Thank you for being here and for coming. We're talking about figure drawing. The Energetic Line is the book that we're looking at, and we just talked about having these concave lines and convex lines. So now, this second portion, right? This is really the focus that I wanted for today. We're thinking about this in terms of an arm, about the armor profile. What is the author sort of saying here, right? That we can essentially take this model of this energetic line from the whole figure, and then start to use it to expand on these smaller parts. So I'll just read here with you. Lesson 2, the arm in profile. It is interesting to note that the construction lines for the arm are almost exactly the same as those of the body, except that they are shorter and are turned in a horizontal position. Draw the construction line slowly and with care. The actual lines of the arm with speed and power, one stroke for each curve, no corrections of any kind. The arm drawn thus will attach to the figure in several positions, extended forward, lifted up, or hanging down. So directions. Draw construction lines A and B and C and D to 1/4 inches long, C being 1/2 inch, and AD being 1/4 of 1 inch from B, right? Just trying to get a proportion. You draw these marks, right? This line from A to B, this other line from C to D. You may end up sort of making them wider or narrower, whatever you end up doing. Again, there's a gesture to how you make them. But the concept is to start with a simple composition. Just like we saw with the figure, the whole figure, using this concept to fit the whole figure's proportions inside. We're going to extrapolate that and take it down to arms. And then later on in the book, they'll talk about using it in other places, of course. But I think you get the point. All right, so line AB may be said to represent the upper side of the arm. It is made up of one double and two convex curves beginning at A. Draw a short but full convex line representing the deltoid muscle of the shoulder. Then draw a slightly longer and very flat convex line for the top of the biceps. and below that, the double curve of the forearm to the wrists. Line CD may be said to represent the underside of the arm. Except for a slight bulge at the elbow and the forearm below, it will serve just as it is, right? So there's a bit more detail on this A to B, the top side of the line, but the C to D line, there's just a little bit of a detail of the elbow, and that's otherwise, that energetic line can be very useful just as it is. So the directions are to make 10 or 12 drawings combining lesson 1, which we covered slightly, and then lesson 2, with the arms in different positions. And so complete each in 5 minutes. Do not erase or redraw any part of it. Use a soft pencil with a blunt point. In the preface to this book, the author talks about the need for like this really simplified approach to like drawing a figure, and how there was a necessity for for people who weren't drawing figures all day every day, or also there ended up becoming a necessity because it was during like wartime. They didn't say which war. I'm imagining it's like World War II, but there was war going on. So for some reason they didn't have enough figure models, is what the book says. I don't know what that means, but anyway, they needed to start to draw faster. And so that's what this book is about, is not being very like sort of wrapped up in the details. Again, it's sort of trying to come up with a very basic composition that helps us sort of achieve the this gesture, or the gesture of the figure. All right, so questions: how do the construction lines of lessons 1 and 2 differ? Where is the double curve in this case? Where is the concave line located? Which position of the arm do you like the best of those that you have drawn? Which is the easiest to draw? Again, I think that, as you're practicing, keeping that in mind, like which one do you think looks the best? What's most like sort of attractive to you? I don't think there's a wrong answer here necessarily. What this leads to is very expressive sorts of, imaginative drawing that you can really engage with. And so here are a couple of examples of how this line sort of comes into play. I think it makes it very clear as far as what we were just sort of talking about. Over here on the left-hand side, you can really plainly see the that A, B, and C, D sort of plan in action, right? But then with a little bit of anatomy inscribed within it, it starts to become this very sort of this elegant but recognizable form. So there's a gesture to this arm, but of course then you can really start to see the structure of bones and muscles. So it's really quite, it's elegant in a way. And so again, from the very first image, we saw the figure that would fit inside of these, energetic lines, to this sort of, encapsulating the arm, as it were. I think can be, it's going to be an interesting approach. I don't know much about it, but I do want to try it a bit. So let me stop my share and jump back to the room with everybody. Hopefully you're there. Hey, gang. So I am I'm so interested in this, this gesture drawing. It's something that I always have struggled with getting something very quick and gestural. I really enjoy this longer form sort of drawing, and taking your time, measuring, and getting really accurate, precise. But I think that especially if you really want to start composing images, doing thumbnail sketching and the like, being very fluid with your movements, being able to be okay with just making a mark and letting it sit, as it were. These are things that it takes practice. It takes a familiarity with your line, like the mark that you make, as it were. And so that's something that I'm trying to explore here with you all. Is anybody? I know we've done it on the show a few times, but does anybody have experience doing gesture drawings from a model or anything like that?
was told it was really good practice for helping to get that connection between, you know, what you see and what your hand is actually what you want to draw. So a mentor of mine was telling me I should practice doing, you know, 5 or 10 different gestures, but as warm-ups and stuff.
Definitely. Yeah. Anybody else?
Does
Had, like,
drawing from a hand model count?
Sure.
Okay,
think-
yeah, I took
okay.
a class about a year and a half ago. It's just, you know, there's a place, the Art Garage gives different classes and seminars and stuff. And I took one and we had to use hand models and just draw the hands.
That's great. No, I think
Last couple of days, I've been drawing hands. I mean, from pictures, but I mean, they look pretty bad at first. But
Hand is
I
such a
mean,
pain in the ass to get.
wow. Yeah. So I mean, the pictures count.
of course. No, I think just so to Brad's point, I think that there's a real value, you know, to doing it. Again, to kind of like, you know, to warm up. And then like you can have a figure in front of you, right? Or you can have a photograph, or you can have an object. But I think that the point is that you're warming up, but you're also really trying to get a gesture, which again, it can be really easy to get real static with your, you know, with your subject or whatever it is you're trying to draw. It can become very, you know, like lifeless, as it were. But having that energy that starts to come from, you know, from a gesture of drawing, that can be very, I think it can be very interesting, exciting for the viewer. So let me see. I want to share this one. Yes, this. So again, this is quickposes.com. Very, there's a lot of a different variety of figures that you can check out, and then it'll pose them for you in a time setting. This is similar to those live drawing classes, Amber, you were talking about. I've been going to them, you know, to live drawing classes also, live drawing sessions, and I think it's for me, it's something that you know, it's great practice, but it's also something that is it's just important to like refresh the drawing sort of spirit in me. So this is a quick video. It's on the homepage of the website. Ryan Woodward does these gesture sketches, and he has a book. It's really a beautiful book. But again, hopefully you can see this video. I believe, yeah. So we can watch this video for a moment, and so
Cool.
you can see, like, so interesting how these gestures become more than just a gesture. You know, again, so we like to warm up, and I think that's important. But
This book looks really familiar.
Hopefully you have it or seen it before. Again, it's on the homepage of Quick Drawings. What is the Quick Poses? Quick Poses is the website. And so what's interesting too is there's all these figurative gesture sketches that are really interesting, and then there's some large blocks of, you know, shaded value. But there's also some really cool, like, concept art sketches, right? Some little monsters and stuff that have this same kind of feel as the figures. And so I think that, you know, it's applicable. Like what you get from doing this figure drawing practice can make its way into the stuff that you draw. So, all right. Well, since we're all here together, hopefully we've got some, you know, paper and pencils and stuff. We're all warmed up. We're ready to start, you know, doing a couple of sketches. Let's do some figure drawing. I'm going to I'm going to share this figure drawing. This. Yeah.
Somewhere there's one. Oh, there you go.
Okay. So let me get it all fired up for you. And again, it would be wonderful, no pressure. If anybody, wants to draw along and you want to share, you can, of course, hit us up in the chat. All right, so this is the quick poses. We're gonna do clothed. It's I think it's a really good exercise to work nude models, draw the figure. If you're a person, if you're alive, you have a body, but for some reason, we can't, we're prohibited from looking at them. So we're gonna do clothed and costume ones. Do a couple of 1 minute sketches. Let's see. I want to draw. Let's see if it'll let me. I want to draw. Let's see. Okay. Costumed. 60. Okay. Well, there'll probably be like 10 of these really quick ones. So I don't know, I'm gonna hit the start button. Let's just have some fun drawing. Again, if you can sort of see that energetic line in the drawing that you're trying to make, go for it. But I think that the theme today is really try to see this larger picture instead of like get lost up in the details. I'll see if I can do it. Probably not. But anyway, all right, here we go, gang. Let's we'll start with some drawing here, right? So I also like to use some like a larger mark for this sort of thing. So if you have like a piece of charcoal or whatever, then by all means you can use that to sort of get things going. But also don't erase, you know what I mean? Just let it be the mark that you have. All right, number 2.
Oh, that was too fast. I was
Yeah.
doing so good.
These are nice. They have this sort of they seem to have a bit of this sort of energetic line quality that we were sort of just exploring just a moment ago, which I think is nice. So and perhaps like if you want to put in a little bit of rendering or something, good for it.
Good job. I mean, who doesn't like ninjas, right?
What ninja? I don't see a ninja.
So we're leaving this part blank, yeah?
What's that, Kyle?
We're leaving this part blank. But I don't see anything.
Nice, yeah. Well, maybe there's maybe there's some kind of combination. What are you're not seeing the screen?
It's a
Oh,
joke.
there's no ninja.
Thing
Oh, I get it.
to
Okay.
build off
Sorry,
your
Ninja.
numbers.
It's Monday morning, and I'm
A good ninja is no ninja.
Oh, I love it. She's blue.
Find this.
Does she have a voodoo doll?
I don't know.
Looks more like a Barbie. Although they can be used as voodoo dolls if you really wanna.
I knew that was coming. Ah, Amber, I love you.
Thank you, I love you too. I have that effect on people. You either love me, hate me, or a very confusing combination of both.
I don't know how I feel about that outfit.
This one almost has like an S. It's almost like an S shape, I suppose.
Love the outfit, hate the boots.
Right?
You are stomping all over my childhood. The moon boots? Like, come on now.
They remind me of Uggs, which are aptly named.
I'd imagine how freaking hot it would have been to wear that outfit.
Oh yeah.
Let's treat our models with respect, everybody. Right?
Exactly.
They're up there doing this work for us.
Oh, she's got my respect wearing that.
It don't mean hot in that way. Oh, that's a different pose.
Right, but this figure almost perfectly fits inside of the square. So I think you could sketch out that square as well, and then think about there's some negative spaces.
Get that proportion in there.
Yeah, you could start to explore as well.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. See, that's why you're the teacher.
Well, I'm really more of a facilitator. I'm just here, doing this thing because I'm interested, and I'm always grateful that people want to join in and participate and stuff. That's the part of it that's really rewarding. So
Now those are boots.
all right. And remember those two lines, right? There's two. One is concave, right, and one is convex. One is sort of holding the figure in, and one is giving us the sort of the edge of the of what's not the figure, right? It's negative space. So starting with that, allowing there to be just that really simple composition. It may not fit the whole thing, like some of the leg may start to fall off, but we're really trying to focus on not the details, right? Just on this, where would this figure sit inside of the composition? Nice.
She looks like she should be on a cake.
She reminds me of that movie from when I was a kid, The Lady in White.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's going to be two more sketches after this one. This one's
Oh,
challenging.
that's a cool pose.
Yeah, it's cool though, right?
Yeah.
So can you find this energetic line? It almost has, it's almost like a C shape.
Yeah.
But again, it's sort of these energetic lines that keep repeating. That's sort of the concept that we're exploring today. Awesome. There's going to be one more after that. All right, this is the last one, everybody. So again, keep thinking about the concept. Energetic line. How can you express this whole thing in 2 lines, right? What holds it? What holds the shape? And then again, you can start to extrapolate and break down some of the other, the forms in it with more and more of these lines. But don't erase, right? We just want to try and come up with something that's it's gestural. It's it's expressive. We're not necessarily going for accuracy at this stage. And then the head and its details and stuff, that would be the last thing. Okay.
Some of those were hard.
Some of them were very difficult. I think that's true. Well, I'll see if I can share mine. I believe that I can. It may take me just a moment. But again, like as we're, let's see, just this. Yeah. Screen share, please. Thank you very much. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Here we go. All right. So here are mine. This was my attempt at those 10 little gestures. Again, struggling with it. This was the first one. Just sort of struggling with this concept, trying to get it, to start to work for me. The next few, I think, again, were kind of like a little shaky. But as I started to get loosened up and started to get into the spirit of it, I think this one is was where it was starting to click a little bit more, as far as like this is the concept. We're doing these sort of they're not quite parallel, but there's this energy and it's repeating throughout. So you end up with a type of rhythm that I think can be really nice. And so again, like the accuracy, it's like it's not really accurate, here, but it's not accurate. But I think there's a really nice, sort of flow language that starting to happen. Anyway, that sort of a thing. And I do, there's a few of them that I like this one just because of like just how complicated it was to to sort of like to get going. I think a little clunky right here would have been nice to see, like just loosen up and do it, like why not? Whatever. But yeah, that's my attempt. I think again, like the more you practice this, it can be a part of many approaches that you use. This is one. It's really interesting. There might be another one. So one of my old drawing teachers would do gesture sketches with lots and lots of, almost like spirals, but like sort of ellipses. They'll sort of build out the figure, as they were sort of sketching it like in this sort of fashion, really lightly, and then they would come back around and then really etch in the contours of the shapes and stuff. Could be, he was really, wonderful at it. It was just beautiful to watch. Really hard to do. Really hard to do. So, anyway, I would love to see if anybody else wants to share their sketch. I'd love to see it. Of course. So, yeah, feel free if you want. You can hold it up to the screen and hold it up to the screen for us. We'd love to see what you came up with. All right, hold on a second. I figured out, like I said, how to share. So,
there's Spirit. Hi, Spirit.
No camera. Hey, Spirit. Great to see you.
What's happening? Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm finally fixed Restream, so I'm.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I'm the big one right now.
Amber, I was able to get you.
Okay, I can share mine. That's okay.
If
You have to share now.
Almost. I can almost see it.
It's so, yeah, no.
Well, we're able to get a full screen of yours, but it's just a little blurry for some reason. I don't know why, like video quality. But
Might just be something on my camera.
try one more time. It's hard to see it, but I do appreciate you doing it. I really appreciate you doing it. So I can almost make it out. Yeah.
I did sketch very lightly.
It's our tech. That's the problem. It is us. So, all right. Let's. I'm going to share whoever comes up next, and then I'd love to see it if you are willing to show. We'd love to see it. So, if I shut you off, if I shut you off, I'm sorry. I'll bring you back in just a moment. So, all right, who comes up?
Hi, it's me. Hi.
You're on full blast. Did you get a?
Okay.
Ah, cool.
All right. So I guess that would be the first one. Or wait, no, that would have been the first one.
Nice.
And then.
Yeah, and I like the jumping guy a lot too with yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they really nice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of energy. I think there's a lot of energy you were able to capture.
Do you guys remember doing those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I do remember doing those.
Yeah, I've come a little way. Yeah.
Well,
Thanks.
we got to keep at it. I mean, I think that's just the way it goes. So, all right, let's see. Does anybody come up next? Spirit, hey, how are you? Good to see you, man. All right, Kyle, did you get a chance to do one?
Yeah. Let me.
How you doing?
What's up, Spirit?
Not much. I'm just observing. I didn't get a chance to draw anything, so I'm just
No
watching.
problem. Kyle, we're checking out Kyle's right now, and so Kyle, you were able to do a couple. Very nice.
Oh, that's inverted. That's crazy. Okay, cool. This is backwards for me. Yeah, I was able to do a few.
I like the square one quite a bit.
Yeah, just like dissecting that down, like, oh, okay, so half the square's here, and his knee pops out a little bit, and the shoulder. Yeah, that one was a lot of fun. Just having like, I don't know, another shape besides the body, just to kind of help build off of.
Definitely
there. Kind of like a grid system, I guess, to a sense.
So there's one all the way over here on the right hand side. I think it might be the seated figure, possibly, where you really have this back, like so the back of the figure is a really beautiful curved line, and then the front also same sort of thing. So I love your approach to all these, but this one I think is the most like the exercise.
Okay.
Really able to really capture it, I think, really well with with those flowing lines and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, you've got like you have a great sensibility, like in your sketching and drawing anyway, and so there's I think there's some really nice proportions, some nice seeing. I can see you thinking about some proportions here with I don't know if you can see where my cursor is landing, but there's one that's like it's second from the left. I guess it's seems like the figure sort of cut in half right at the thigh, so the foot and the thigh, and then
yeah, that's definitely something I really need to work on, is like the proportion, and just like, okay, well, the head's this big and the head is like, it's 2 heads here or 4 heads here, like whatever. Like that's definitely something I need to work on. Like the dress one, I don't know if you can see it, it's super faint. That was one that I really try to pay attention to.
Nice.
But yeah, that's one I definitely need to work on to help, because that's just going to help like the relation to everything else. So if like the legs are proportionate to like the torso and everything like that, it's just going to make it look that much better.
Well, so I brought everybody back on. I want to extend a offer to Brad. Brad, if you wanted to share yours, we'd love to see it. But again, no pressure. There's Brad.
Hey, I had to go back to dad duty here.
Oh.
But she was helping me out a bit, though. I can try to show one of them.
Oh, here we're gonna spotlight you real quick. So everybody, hold on.
I can show you some of her work too.
Love it. So I gotta. We have to shut off everybody for just a second, and then we can. There we go. All right. So everybody, if you're in the chat, if you're in studio with us, I will turn you back on in a second. But we just want to highlight Brad and Brad's baby's work. Beautiful.
Thanks. So the crouching guy I was able to do with enough time. The other ones I was running out of time, like not doing the gesture drawings quick enough. But I got a couple of them done. This is probably the last one, but then she got a hold of the markers and started going on top of them. So
I see the critique she's making to your giving you a bit of like, this is how you do it. This is how you really
kind of
do
juggling now.
Oh. No, thank you so much for sharing those. I love the jumping guy. Hi. Yes, and I loved your work as well. That was so awesome. All right, turning everybody back on, and then back to this mode. And me, I'm here. Well, that was fun. It's exciting, and also, for me, definitely, it's humbling. It's like drawing the ellipses in the beginning. It's like, I look at them and it's like that's not aesthetic. But I also do feel like I'm capable of making really beautiful work. So having this comfortability with being uncomfortable is, again, something that I try to show it. Like I'm still alive. I did this thing that's potentially sort of putting myself out there, potentially embarrassing, but I did anyway. And that's I struggle with that, but I want to live it. You know what I mean? I want to demonstrate it.
Like me in real time saying a hot outfit when I meant uncomfortable outfit, and it caused the tension.
Did it? Well, hot, as in temperature wise. I mean, I think that's all good.
Yes.
But I think I'm in the brain.
Not picante.
When we work with like a real life model, with a real person up there, it's like, you know, it's
My
different.
social skills are dreadful. Are you kidding me? They put me in a box for
I'm not,
20
like,
years and poke
I'm not calling
sticks.
you out. Not calling you out, but what I am saying is like there's this, you know, like there's this mode of like when I'm working, like when I'm in this mode of like drawing figures and stuff. I guess I get all protective of the model. I'm like, hey, leave the model alone. Hey, you leave the model alone, because it's like like
People are weirdos.
people are
They're weirdos.
people. Everybody has that in common, but again, like respect is something that's
Indeed.
it doesn't matter so much. Those are the things that I
If I may,
know it is to you all too. I know you all respect. So I think that's all. We were looking at pictures on the internet. If you put your picture on the internet, you're gonna get teased. That's just that's how it.
indeed.
So I'm okay.
Still, I'm glad you logged on. Did you see the first part of the episode?
No, I did not.
No. Please go back and watch the first part, because then this will make sense. Thank you. The things that I've picked up from you, I appreciate that. And when you go back and watch the rest of the video, you're going to be like, oh, damn. So thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, you're welcome. Whatever I could do to make your day, Creature, I'm here for it. I don't even know what I did, but you're welcome.
You'll see. I'll leave it as a surprise.
I can't wait.
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody for coming today, hanging out, doing some drawings. Hopefully you were able to draw along, and hopefully that was something that's it's something that's interesting to you. That drawing, things that are difficult can inform the way that you draw the things that you like. There's things that maybe they're not as difficult, but kind of stretch your capacity. These are the things that I think are, they're going to help you. I don't know, grow. I guess I don't know. I don't even know, but I do think like this is what was shown to me, right, throughout like training me as an artist was like, do this stuff. So I want to not just sort of mindlessly sort of go about it, but like engage with it, thoughtfully engage with it with others, and in doing that, I think there's value that's just sort of emerges out of the practice of it. So this has been another like riveting episode. Preacher, thank you so much for sharing everything that you did. Everybody that joined us today, whether on studio or if you're joining us, you're watching the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. I just want to give like a quick moment. If anybody wants to do a quick sign off, I'm gonna have you go for it. Preacher, give us your sign off real quick. Tell us where we can we find you?
Creatures Cave everywhere. Grand opening March 2nd. Thank you for everybody that has supported us, and we'll see you there.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations again. Good luck on everything going forward. So, Amber, give us your sign off, please.
My name is Amber Morgan, and you can find me on all social media sites under Amber Morgan.
Thank you, Amber. No, again, thank you for drawing along with us and for being here. It's great to see you as always, and yeah, thanks again. And
thank you for hosting. I love being here.
Of course, yeah. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you next week. Kyle Olson, where can we learn more about you?
You can definitely swing on by the Instagrams, Olson_tattoos, OLSON, to check out the artwork and everything there. You can also get a hold of me at trinityartcollective.com. And yeah, it's so good to see you, Spirit. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. It's good to see your face.
What's up, man? It's good to see you too, bro.
Hey. Yeah, it's good to see you. And congrats, Creature. And it's good seeing you, Amber. And always, Jason. It's always fun. James. Jeez, man.
No, thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you.
I'm so sorry.
No, No worries. Spirit, so good to see you again. I'm glad that you jumped on. Where can we find you?
Yeah, no, it's good to see you guys. I've been having some issues with Restream, and so I learned that if you use your laptop, then that's how you can kind of get the most optimal experience out of it. So that's kind of what I've been. But yeah, no, it's great to see you guys. I'm just so glad that you guys are still doing this. Oh my goodness gracious. You know, it's just such a beautiful thing when artists can get together and talk about art. You know, this is not a conversation that you can find in everyday conversation, and like literally, like we have to go and find people having these conversations. You know, or maybe even pay for it. You know, in the form of institutions. So. I appreciate you, James, for doing this every Monday, and I will definitely be here next Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me at Tattoos by Spirit on Instagram, Tattoos by Spirit on TikTok, tattoosbyspirit.com. Congratulations,
Well,
Preacher. Good seeing you, Kyle. Good seeing you, Amber. Good seeing you, Dixon.
Thank you, Spirit. And we want to say thanks to Brad for joining us today. It was really great to see you. And
thanks, Brad.
yeah, thanks for contributing. Appreciate you. I am James Wisdom. This has been Drawing for Tattooers on Reinventing the Tattoo Network. I want to say thanks to Gabe for everything you do behind the scenes. Say thanks to Guy Atchison for being the founder. And
Thanks, Guy.
And so join us next week for another episode of Drawing for Tattooers. In the meantime, happy drawing, and we'll see you next stream. All right. Thanks, gang. Bye.
Have a great week.